All right, everyone, if you can hear me or see me, please let me know below. Getting ready to get started here with day two of our 5-day challenge. Today, setup day, we'll go in depth here on the first goal, which is getting your website up and running. Right? Getting the website up and running so we can start to outreach, market, and put ourselves as an option. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, go ahead and comment below where you're tuning in from. Your first day here, we went over a bunch of stuff yesterday that you can watch the replay, whether you're following us on our YouTube page, you can watch in our live video section. If you have not yet signed up for the actual challenge, but you're seeing this, whether because it's the algorithm, someone shared it with you, or you just came across it because you follow high level, you got to join the challenge officially because you're going to get to unlock a handful of the collateral, the actual course material, as well as the community group. We have a community group, our Facebook group, which has an amazing group of people in there that are sharing, talking, asking questions, and they're receiving just more personalized strategy service because, right, they're in the challenge and we're helping them get started. So it is a lot different than maybe if you're new to the community, it's probably a little bit different than what most people experience with other softwares. Small group, and everyone's on the same path of getting their first new customer or their fifth, sixth, seventh, wherever they're at in their journey, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give everybody a minute here, see who we got tuned in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And if there are any questions that you have that were not answered yesterday, or that you'd like some clarity on, uh, please go ahead and comment with those questions as well. Because what we want to go over today is pretty much the next important step. And that next important step has everything to do with building our local brand, right? Building our identity on social media, our web identity. Pretty much when someone Googles your name or your business name, what pops up, right? Think about how you shop. Think about how you buy. Think about how you vet people out, right? You're interested in a service, a product, a course, whatever it is. What are you doing to make sure that you don't get burned? What are you doing to make sure that what you're signing up for is not a scam or that they're going to deliver the results they say they're going to deliver, right? We spoke about it yesterday briefly where you got big brands, right, that have unlimited marketing budgets, and those big brands are advertising to the masses, right? And the goal here is for you to step out, right? You to step out of that masses, right? Being part of the masses and going hyperlocal. Now, what does hyperlocal mean to you, right? And it may mean something different because you may not be in a area that right is able to focus in on one or small two towns, right? You may be in an area where it's farmland, or you may be in a part of the world that right it's there is no like hyper local, like there's not, you can't go door to door, you can't go to networking events, like there's so many different scenarios. But here's what I'll say: if there's the Google business profile option in your area, you want to be able to be found on Google, right, as a Google business profile. If you have social media in your area, you want someone to be able to search Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn in your area and find you, right? That's one part of hyperlocal. The other part of hyperlocal is in-person hyperlocal, right? Again, that's going to the maybe an event, right? A private event. Like so at high level, we have an amazing community that people go and they create these events, right? Whether it's having some dinner, lunch, car meetup, at someone's Regis office, they put these gatherings together and they share ideas and they share strategy and they even do business with each other because there's one person that's great at automations and there's another person that's great at acquisition, right? So then they partner up, right? How are you putting yourself out there in your areas to partner up, right? So I want you to keep something in mind here. You can partner up with small to medium-sized business owners. You can partner up with consultants, coaches. You can partner up with other digital marketing agencies. And I say all that because let's take the small business owners, right? You meet a small business owner and they get you started with an introduction or two from somebody in their network. Well, you help them out and they start talking about you when you're not around. That attracts more people, right? Then you have the coaches and consultants. They work with small businesses, but they don't have either the techie skill or the interest or the bandwidth to do the work and use the expertise that you have. So you partner with them, right? And then you have those that are digital marketing agencies, right? Or they're print publishing companies, right? They do business cards, they do flyers, they do truck wraps, they do the local magazine publication. They're the local online news source. You could partner with them as well, right? So you have to look at the best potential of a person in a business and really look at it from the eyes of how can I help them, but how can they also help me with their audience, right? Everything's around the audience. Who's their audience, right? So with that being said, in order to get that far, what do we need, right? Think about this. We went through day one yesterday, showed you where to go, showed you where, like, hey, you go here, you need help, you go there, you want to engage with us, you come here, all these great things. Now it comes down to what is next that I know where to go. Well, you got to put yourself out there. Hyperlocal internet, hyperlocal in person. But now you go hyperlocal, what do you like? What do you show them? Right? And some objections come up. Ah, John, I'm not really a web guy or a web gal. I'm not really good with all this. I don't really got like $6,000 to spend on a website. I don't really got a couple $100 to have someone do something, for a website tweak. You don't need to, right? So we put that together, right? John, I don't really have like the platform to put myself out there, or I don't have like the money to buy contracts and licenses to different softwares to resell or sell. No need. You're on a trial right now, right? You're on a trial. You're on a trial for the next 30 days to make a difference, right? These 30 days is to prove yourself that this is something you want to do. This is the next 30 days to prove your partner or your current business model that you need change. But you have 30 days. It is best to maximize. So how do you maximize? You get in the system. You got to get in high level. If you don't get in high level, you're just sitting on the sidelines, right? You're sitting on the sidelines, right? And I'm sharing this because, it takes the calling out, the uncomfortable to be said to make, right, a move. So I'm going to call you out. If you have not yet signed into high level, that's on you. You need to do it. Or have another backup plan, or think of another way to grow yourself, your business, and your goals, right? Two, right? You need to get your website up, or you need to add content to your website that we've provided on our website, but you need to like let people know what your offer is, right? What is your offer? Your offer is helping people stand out in a busy marketplace in a busy area by showcasing raving reviews of their happy customers. Because the numbers don't lie, right? And we'll get into that a little bit. But how do I do that? You got to tell a story. And you tell a story with what's visible. So what we're going to talk about today as part of the setup is the cover of the storybook. Let's go that way. What I'm going to show you is the cover of the storybook. Now, what does that mean? That means if they go to www.yourwebsite.com, they should see what you do specific to reputation management. It should not be like a puzzle. It should not be a scavenger hunt. Went to this site. Oh man, they help with reviews. They help with getting them getting Amazon or Google or getting your name out there, right? Oh, they have a webinar on learning this. Oh, I can check my results of how I look online, right? You need to make it clear what they could do with you immediately. And that's exactly why when we get into this website portion walkthrough, we created a few things here by design, right? So when they go to your website, what do they see? They see opportunity to take action, right? So help me understand here, how many of you have an existing website that you're just going to add information to about the reputation management offer? How many of you have an existing website that you're just going to create a page or make adjustments? Because there's so many different skill sets, skill level people here that I just want to make sure we're not, holding you back in any way and we're not confusing you, right? And then how many of you need to get your website up because you don't even have one right now? And the one that we're going to give you or that we gave you is the one that is going to be the starting point. Let me know below. Let me know below. Just pulling up here the YouTube feed. So that way I can see my friends here on YouTube. Make sure we got everyone here. Awesome. All right, we got a hand. All right, great. So, right, we got to get your website up. I'm gonna use a scenario that you don't have any website up first. We're gonna start with you that don't have a website up already, right? So in order to get this going, I'm gonna share my screen, right? We need to do a few things. One, I just need to remind you that you need to get into the university section of High Level. So you log into High Level. You go on the top left, it'll say agency dashboard. That's when you know you're on the right screen. And then on the left-hand side, you go to university. And then it's going to bring you here. It's going to bring you here, right? Day one is the foundation. Day two is the tech setup, right? So the homework yesterday, and if you were able to complete it, comment below. Let me know if you were able to complete it. Because I want to make sure I get you, the ones that completed, I want to make sure I get you to the next level without making you wait. I want to fast track y'all. I want y'all to get to the finish line just a bit quicker because you were able to get everything up and running, right? For those that haven't been able to, you want to go to day two. You want to create your sub account. If you have not yet, you need to create your actual sub account. And then I want you to go all the way down here to download the mobile app on your phone. And then I want you to go to install the reputation management client acquisition snapshot. And after you create your sub account, you download the app, you click on this. There's a link here. After you watch the video, there's a link. You click this link, and this will install the snapshot into High Level, right? And when that installs the snapshot into High Level, and now I'm going to get to what John asked me to do. And that was, let me get my website up and running, because that's the cover to my story. That's the cover to my book. So we then go to sites, because you've installed everything. We go to sites, okay? When we go to sites, we're going to go to websites, okay? And so for those that got the website up, you might have missed one or two things. So I'm gonna make sure I focus in to make sure you guys have everything lined up. So let's roll with the punches here. So first things first, I want to touch on one important part is the communication end. There's a chat widget up here, right? There's a chat widget. You're going to click new. We're going to go live chat, right? We're going to go live chat because live chat doesn't require any configuration, any extra holdbacks, right? If you go SMS email, you got to connect a bunch of things. My ask of you was just to get the website up. So once we get the live chat up, the minute they hit their website, they can chat with you, right? Which is good. So we're going to go live chat. In this live chat section, there's a lot of features, right? But let's just keep it bare bone for right now. As we see what we see, we could go back and learn more and make adjustments, right? So you'll see all these different moving parts here. But this widget is how people expect to communicate these days, right? So we got the widget up. We're going to save it, all right? We're going to hit back. So this is the widget I just created, right? So I'm going to go back to my websites. Going to go back to my reputation management site, right? Now I want to make sure that widget is on. So I got to go to settings. Go to settings, right? My chat widget is right here. Pick the chat widget. You pick the chat widget, it's activated, right? Plays a big part. Because keep in mind, you're driving traffic to your site. You have to capture your audience. How do you capture them, right? Do you wait until they click on something and hope they fill in their information, right? Because that's one way. And yes, people do that. Another way is, right, have the engaging chat button on the bottom right. Let that do its, right, its disruption. And maybe they ask you a question, or maybe they just humor it to say, hey, let me see if this someone responds back, right? So you want to leverage that, right? Perfect. So we're going to go back here to pages. So here's what you're going to notice you're going to do, because I did this in the beginning. You're going to click around a lot, right? Because you're going to almost sometimes forget like what's what, right? So I just ask that pay extra attention to the result that you click on. So like for example, I click on stats. My brain is processed that this is where I find my stats. I'm not going to click here for no reason. Where I may click for no reason are these. I might click events for no reason because I forgot what that was. I might click settings for no reason because I'm thinking like something's got to be there that I need done, right? But really where I wanted to go was pages, right? Because we have to now get the content on these pages updated, right? So we're going to run through each page here because it's that important that if you don't have your website up, that you either grab your cell phone and put it to the side and roll with me, right? And if you need to like stop the video, like stop the live, let me keep going and then you press play when you got everything set up. It's all good. You'll just be a few minutes behind, but you're still going to be with me live, right? You just got to catch up. But you got to have like it's best to do it this way because now we're doing it together. It's just something about like teamwork, right? Something about doing it together when you're new to something, it just feels just a little bit more easier, right? So let's get to the first part here, which is the home. We hit the home page. This could be a little overwhelming if you're new. If not, business as usual, right? So I want to be able to change the logo, right? So to change the logo, I'm going to adjust my brand logo, right? I want to walk through this here because this is an important part, and this can be confusing if you're not used to it, right? This is our media storage. It's hosted on Google, right? You add your image gets added here, right? When you want to use your image, you click on the top three lines, you get the link. The link is copied. You X out. You go to your brand logo area or wherever there's an image area. You erase the preset. You paste the image you want, and that'll replace the image. Now, what you're probably used to is, right, upload the image, double click, it pops in, right? There's a couple benefits to this. I won't get too in depth, but the link you have can be shared as needed. So it's hosted on here, right? So I got this part here. I got my logo. If you got your logo, let me know below. You're good to go. If you have questions about the uploading, I'm more than happy to go back to it, but it's pretty simple. Upload it to the media library, copy the link, paste the link in the media URL. You're golden, right? Um, that being said, we have the header here. We have the header. To edit this header, maybe we want to add another service or another page. When you click on this, it'll bring you here. You can add an item or you can edit. If you want to change the name or the location is important, you can, right? Here's an important part that you need to make sure is good to go before you go live, right? So if we go to the home, if we go to pricing, we hit the pen. This is set right now to go to a URL, which means it's not going to go anywhere. What I want to do, because I built this, all my pages are on high level, I want to take this and I want it to go to page. Okay. It's going to pull all my pages from my website database, and I'm going to point it to the pricing page. So pricing up top goes to the page pricing. I leave it to just change the page, but you could always add it to open a new tab. Totally up to you. I say leave it as is, like just move along the page. That's what people are used to. You hit submit, right? You're done. So when we click here, it's going to bring us to the pricing page. Let's go to the watch a demo page. Hit the pen, go to page, video. That's the right page, right? Perfect. Blog? Blog is not set up yet, right? So a great way to get authority, to get yourself out there is by putting together content, right? Now, just don't put out content to put out content. Put out content with a purpose and think about the different purposes. Let's say we want to first focus on an area, right? The local businesses in an area. And let's say you enjoy writing or you enjoy the art of using ChatGPT as a tool to do writing, right? What you're able to do is create a blog. So let me do this here real quick, right? Because I think it's important for us to kind of knock this out as we go. You're able to create the blog. So you'll go to the sites section, like you see here. So you have sites, blogs, right? Click on new, right? Grab my domain. My slug is local blog. So just for an example. So this gets created, right? So it created the blog. Now, for those that are much more experienced in web development, web designing, blog creation, maybe you're used to WordPress. Maybe you're used to Duda, maybe you're used to Wix, whatever you're used to, there's a different interface than what you're seeing now. If you're much more advanced, you might be like, all right, this is basic. This is basic by design. It's basic by design to be quick, fast, and efficient, right? No matter what word you use, it hits the same thing, right? Speed to winning, right? Because you can get stuck in WordPress clicking around, getting lost, downloading plugins. Like, we don't want that confusion. So we click on create blog post. Right? Put an image. Right? What am I missing here? Oh, I need an image. Um, So we're gonna go. One thing I want you to keep in mind as you're doing this, and I had a conversation with somebody, it's like, time goes by quick, right? And time is money, and all these different, you know, words and phrases that are around, right? Speed. Like you got to be conscious that this is going to take you a little bit of time. Like you need to, in your mind, accept that I'm going to give an hour and a half to this, and my goal is to this, and this. You're not going to get everything done in an hour and a half, right? So if creating a blog, right, platform format is one of your goals, well then just make sure it's like it's going to take a few minutes here because here's what you could do really quick is you can get scattered and do a bunch of things really fast. And then you're like, "Oh man, I never got the website up, but I got the blog up, but without the website, what good is the blog?" Right? So just stay organized. Um, and I'm going to add here we go. Add this image here. So like we just showed you before, I'm doing it now. I'm uploading the file, clicking here. This grabbed it. It didn't require me to grab a URL link, which is cool, right? So I decided that my one blog I'm going to create is around the new businesses that are opening up downtown. Right? So now I got this format set up and I can leverage ChatGPT as needed, right? Continue, right? Publish, getting ready here. Okay. Good, good, good. Fill in some of the asterisks here. Right? Category. Do new local biz as the category. Now you may be asking, John, what's the real purpose of this? Well, you may enjoy, right, walking in or reaching out to or networking with people around learning about their business. And with that information, where are you going to put it? Well, some people do blogs, some people do podcasts, some people do YouTube channels. This is one way that you can start to build that local authority, right? Refer back to content, right? So we created this, we're good to go, right? So now we got the category, we got the blog, right? Let's make sure I'm good here. We gotta do a new post. Okay, we're good. So perfect. So now that that's set, we're gonna go back to websites, go back to our reputation. We're gonna go back to edit, and we're gonna go to the blog section, go to page. Well, actually, we need to actually do the URL. So there's a URL that's associated with the blog. So I gotta go back here. Let's go preview. Here we go. So this is our URL. Now remember, this section of the website is only going to pull the pages that are with here. So if the pages are not here, you need to have the URL link. So we'll go back to edit, go to our header, go to blog, go to page. I'm sorry, go to URL, paste. Take out the boom. Right. And this one, I'm going to open it up in a new tab. Because if I open it up in a new tab, that my main page still stays there, right? It's like when you go to a blog, it's like a whole different other journey, right? So we got the blog support. So I don't have really support yet, right? But let's just see if there is a support. We could do onboarding. Let's put this to onboarding. right? And let's just call this, we'll leave it support, right? We'll leave it support. Submit your reputation audit. Okay. I'm going to go to edit, go to page, free audit. Good to go. Go to login. All right. So here's an important part. Now, if you should, and you will need to create your white label version. So you see how this is app.gohighlevel.com? You need to make this app.yourdomain.com, right? So let's just pretend like we're going to go here, app.gohighlevel.com, right, for us. So when our customers click, like they click here, it's going to take them to their login page, right? Like you go to, let's say you go to Outlook or Gmail, like you go maybe to the main page. If you're not logged in already, go to the main page to hit login, right? So we have that here. So what did we do? We did one of the most important parts, which is our global section up top, where people click is where they go, right? So if we don't have all that information set up, they're not going to go anywhere when they click here. They're going to have a bad experience and they're going to leave, right? So this is done. If you're tracking along, if you have any questions, comment below. This is a big part, believe it or not, because your navigation determines where they go next, right? So when it comes to this content, you could adjust it, right? You could adjust it. And I'll say that, when you adjust stuff, um, leveraging ChatGPT for your hooks, for your headlines is not a bad idea, right? You need to make sure that you're leveraging it, or you could just leave it as is. It's totally up to you, right? But now we got to go back here, like these buttons. Let's make sure these buttons go somewhere, right? So this button here goes to video, great. This button here, sign up, goes to pricing, great. Yeah. So we go here. Um, Again, watch demo, sign up. We want to make sure, just double check. Boom, boom. All right, those are good. Here, boom. All right, excellent. Now, when it comes to, this is something new we added. We added a join our webinar, and it's a white label webinar. Now, you can download the webinar in the collateral. You can download the slides, which are Canva slides. You can edit them, tweak them as needed. You can make it yours. Or you can add an intro and I can do it for I can use my video and you can add an outro. Up to you. Do not feel obligated to use what's provided. Use it as inspiration. But what is the purpose of this? The purpose of this is to capture traffic that you don't know who they are. It's unidentified. So the way we identify traffic is by giving them options to claim, get involved, right? So they didn't click the watch demo or sign up now. Maybe they want the webinar, right? Go here. When they click on this, they'll put their email, right? This is a form fill that goes into your high level. So it'll go right into your contacts. And then when they click join webinar, it'll take them to a webinar page, right? So this is a nice opt-in, right? So we have that set up to go to the webinar form. If we want to change this form for whatever reason, we go to edit form and you can change it, right? When they click on the button, what do we want them to do? Right? What do we want them to do when they click on the button? Well, let's see what the form is set up to do. Right? Join webinar. Click here. Pull this up. All right, that's not integrate. Let me just see something here. Okay. So save. Okay, so let me X out of this part because we're good there. So when I go live, when I hit publish, we'll be able to see where it goes. This is going to go to the webinar form. Button actions, redirect, use action from form builder, go to website URL. Okay. So I want to see, so I should have opened up a new tab, and I'll do that now. All right, so I got two tabs here. Webinar. Okay, so the webinar page. Okay, here's my preview link. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my home. Scroll down to the bottom. I want my webinar redirect button to click here. I want it to go to the webinar page. All right, so we got that. Hit save. Perfect. Now, the next thing here that we need to do is add our phone number, right? Our address and our social links. In this one, we did a custom value here, right? Some people use custom values. It's the smart thing to do, but we just wanted because we wanted just to make sure you see both. So custom value is where it pulls from somewhere in high level and plugs it in for you. So like right now, this will pull from the right now dating year, right? If this was a phone number custom value, it'd pull your phone number from your business settings, right? So you have that here. And then your social media, if you don't have these social media set up, remove them, right? Because you don't want them to click something that doesn't bring them anywhere. If you have them, you click the pencil, pen, and put your link, right? It's right what's on the toolbar. That's there, right? And let's just say here, it's just facebook.com/high level reviews, right? This here is /@go high level. Right? So we got those links. That's set up. So they click, they go. All right. So now that this desktop page is done for home, we're going to go to mobile. We're just going to make sure the mobile view is good. Right? This can get much more complicated. So like for example here, if you want to center this, yes, you can center it. I like centering it, your personal preference, right? But you could see here, and I want to demonstrate this because sometimes we don't know what we don't know, or we overthink it, and then we're like, oh, this is going to take forever. But you see how quick I'm kind of moving along here, right? And because I worked off the desktop, right, it carried over those most of those elements, right? Most of those actions. So perfect. We'll hit save. It's updating the global sections that I did on the bottom. And we're good to go. Right? We hit publish. Right? So now let's go to our site and let's see what we've completed here. Right? So we have the home that goes home. We have pricing. And my internet is jacked up here. Right? For some reason I'm lagging here. Maybe because I'm on Zoom and high level at the same time. Doesn't always work to my benefit here. But when I hover over here we go. When I hover over this, you see that my pricing goes to my pricing page, right on the bottom left. My watch a demo goes to my video. My blog goes to my blog, right? So I click my blog, it pulled up my blog, right? Pulled up my video, it pulled up my video. So everything is connected to where it needs to be, right? And if I click on any of these, it'll bring me to where I want to go, right? So that's important because if you have buttons on top that don't work, people are going to leave, right? So That's a big part of where people get stuck. You're not going to get stuck. You're in good hands, right? So that being said, the next thing here is let's jump to our next part. We'll go back to desktop, right? Now let's go to the next page. So we're going to go to our video page. Okay. Video page. Our header is set up because it's a global section, means when I make a change on the header, it goes to all my other pages. My video is already uploaded into my media library. It should be uploaded in yours. If you want to add a thumbnail, you can add a thumbnail, but you don't need a thumbnail if you're going to do auto play. You have some options. You could do auto allow play and pause, all these different features here, but I just want to show you one that you may want to get activated. That's your generate leads from video. If you click this button, you'll be able to set at whatever mark within the video, let's say it's at the 1 minute mark and 4 seconds, that a form will pop up. And that form, and I'm just going to do here for an example, we'll do 10 seconds. I'm sorry, that's 10 minutes. Let's do 10 seconds, right? You can allow them to close it if they don't decide to fill in their information. I'm going to do that for just this this example, right? So I got that part set up. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to also make sure that my buttons here, my sign up now button connects to my pricing page. My meet with a local expert is connected to my sales calendar, right? So that's set up. I'm going to hit save there. It's going to make sure my mobile version is good to go. Oh, so this looks all jacked up. So I'm going to center this, right? So it looks clean. Boom. All right. All set up. Perfect. So I'm going to publish this. All right. My video page is done. I'm going to refresh. Let me close these out. Now what you'll notice here is that Zoom doesn't work well on the browser. Here's what you'll notice. Take a look here. This little lock at the 10-second mark, it's going to stop the video. And then this form is going to pop up. And if you don't allow it to person to X out, they won't be able to get past the form. They'll have to just leave your site. But the goal here is they fill in their information and they're going to get their free audit. They opt in. And then after they opt in, they get to continue to watch the video. So that's just another way you can capture a lead that maybe you didn't get to capture for the first 15 minutes. Maybe this is the moment that this lead gives you their information or they show interest, right? So activating that lead generator on the video is helpful. It's a feature that not everybody knows. It's a feature that not everybody knows, right? So we got that part done. We'll go back to, so we got video page good to go. Next here is our pricing page. We're going to go edit. Everything's pretty much set up already, right? We do need to make a few changes here or just confirm a few things. One, we want to make sure that this is the price that we want. If we're going to roll with this price, we're good as is. Okay? We want this price, we're good as is, right? When we click this sign up button, where does it bring us? It brings us to a pop-up, open pop-up, right? Where's the pop-up? On the toolbar here, you have this icon, which is the pop-up settings. This is the order form that will pop up that you need to edit if you want to adjust your pricing, right? If you want to adjust your information, whatever you want to do with this pop-up form is what you'll need to do here, right? Go to the right, go to advanced, right? You have color changes, all those options. If you're going to offer a coupon code, you need to add that to the coupon section, right? So this is all set up. Let's publish, right? Let's check the mobile version, right? We're good to go. Make sure this button works. Perfect. Okay. Open, sign up, pop-up pops up. So this is a two-step form. You plug in all the information, the person puts in their business name, their email, their phone number, all that good stuff. They go to step two. Then it's to get started. That's where they put their credit card and they pick their plan or they pick the plan. And then that goes into your payment section. So if you're this far in your journey, you need to connect or create a payment account with Stripe. There are other options, but Stripe just works seamless, or you can use other ones that are out there, right? But you got to connect something, right? So we get that part going. We can get paid. Perfect, right? So let's get back to here. We're going to go to our onboarding calendar. These changes. Now I'm going, more general, right? Just kind of making you aware and be able to see this, right? But you're going to need to go through those videos because it goes more in depth. I'm just showing you with my experience how quick I kind of move along with it, but I'm not going super fast either, right? So with our booking calendar, it has some presets. To adjust those presets, right? You'll need to go into the calendar feature, and the calendar feature is in calendars, calendar settings, and onboarding calendar. Let this load up. And high level is going slow on my computer here on Zoom. A lot of resources, it looks like, right? So go to calendars, onboarding calendar, hit the three dots. You're going to edit the calendar, right? You want to go to availability. You want to make sure your availability is aligned with what you want to be taking calls for or being, having appointments available, right? So adjust your availability, handful of settings here. Hover over the eye and it'll give you what you need, right? And you can make those adjustments. Make sure you hit save and then your calendar updates, right? There's a lot of customization you could do on this. Don't get lost in the weeds. Don't get lost in the weeds because I think the most important part here is, right, knowing that everything's connected, that everything works, making sure that your calendar aligns with your schedule, because these are basic settings that we like, standard settings when we pushed out the snapshot. So you gotta go on the calendar settings and you gotta make sure you're setting it to your time zone and to your hours. And if you want to add any buffers before meeting, after meeting, block off, be busy. So that way it'll book times even though you're not available. So it shows that you're not available. So like you have that flexibility, but you gotta go with each section, right? So we got that part. Your free audit, pretty standard. This is your form that's set up, right? And that goes into your contacts. Again, check the mobile version. Cool. And the last page here is your sales calendar. Again, sales calendar, same concept. You got to go to your main section on high level, go to the calendars, go to calendar settings, and then find your sales calendar. Right? There's two calendars. You have onboarding calendar, sales calendar. Go to calendar settings, click edit, make your way to the availability section. Make sure your hours and the days you're available are set up according to your schedule. Hover over the I to if you want to, learn about what each is. Meeting interval, meeting duration. You have the flexibility here. The real important part here is this, right? Setting your availability is important. And then if you want like a buffer before the meeting and after, you doing that there as well is important. Right? Hit save. Now your sales calendar set up, your onboarding calendar set up. Your initial setup is set up. Your website is up. You're operational, right? Now in this case, I have my domain connected. There's instructions where you need to connect your domain. So if you haven't got a domain yet, create your domain, right? And then you want to make your way to connect your domain. You want to go to settings. Actually, give me a moment here. Where is this? In order to connect your domain, you want to go to settings over here. You want to go to add, edit domains, connect the domain, plug in your domain name and follow the instructions. After you follow those instructions, you'll then be able to go back to your website section and attach your domain to this website. So that way it populates when they go to that site, right? Hit save, you're good to go, right? When I started showing this from a condensed version, right? Not going too in depth on each section because it takes time. People at least knew where to go. They knew what to be aware of, right? And I hope you have that comfort and confidence as well, right? At the very least, this is where you got to be to get your website up, and this is what you got to do to just check everything's in order. And once you do that, you get to put your website online and you can start tweaking it as you go, right? Next part here is the webinar, which we added. The webinar is a video that's preloaded, right? Preloaded. It's 1 hour long, right? Same thing you could add for the generate leads from video, but keep in mind for them to get here, they had to give their email already, right? So you may not want to add this on this one because they already gave their email, right? This plays, right? And then you're able to add additional content on this. If you want to replace the webinar, if you want to change the title, you can do so. But this is where you would do it, right? And then the last area here is our prospecting tool. Prospecting tool is where if you have the upgrade, you can actually allow people to get a live audit from your site, and that comes in as a lead as well. that comes in as a lead as well, right? So this is set up here. They plug in their information, it searches it right from Google, and it does a scan, right? If you leave this page live the way it is, those leads will go into a black hole and you won't have access to them because they're going to go into our high level account and we're not going to do anything with them. So you need to activate this feature for it to work for you, right? So if you decide that you want to use this as a lead generator, you're going to go to your agency view. You're going to go to the prospecting tab. You're going to go to the widget section. You're going to create a widget. When you create a widget, the leads that come in will get stored here, right? And then you will put that code. There's a code here. Copy embed code, right? Copy embed code. That code is where you put that in the custom HTML and you plugged it right in. And then that's where this pops up as a form when you publish. So now let's say you want to do some ads or drive some traffic to this page for a free audit. That free audit will put together a report that looks like this. They'll receive this in a web version and they'll see the areas, right? And this is just extra value that you're giving. Now, if you don't have this feature and you still use the prospecting tool, you could use this for your sales call or for your follow-up or just for you to know where the opportunity is, right? So there's a couple questions around how do we add the marketing audit report? For the marketing audit report, you're going to go to prospecting. You'll go to widgets. This will be a feature, say, do you want to upgrade to add widgets? You'll upgrade. This will unlock. You'll then create your widget. It will then show up here. You'll hit the three dots, copy embed code, add that into your page field that's here, paste, save, and your widget pops up. Okay. So we've covered every part of the website build, right? What it looks like, what to expect, how to generate leads, how to make it easy, right? To navigate the edit section of this and then to go live, right? We've gone through all this already. So you should be able to get through completing this within a reasonable amount of time because now you've seen it, me doing it. You're going to see it through the training. You have a lot of visibility over this, right? And with that being said, we're up and running. And that was my main focus for you today. My main focus for you today was to be up and running with your website. And there's a bunch of folks here that have shared their website. They have shared their website, right? Give me a quick second here. They've shared their website. Go to their website. Take a look at it, right? It may be the same exact site that you have. That's fine. Yes, you will want to update it. You will want to add your personal flair. You may decide to rip it down, create a whole new one. But don't get yourself caught up into that until you get your first paying customer. Just get yourself out there because here's what's going to happen. They're not going to buy this because of your website. They're buying this because of you. Your website just complements who you are. It helps bring that like business validity to it, right? So I don't want to make you feel like that's it. There is more. But what is it is showing you that once you get in, you start to have fun, you start to explore, you start to take action, you feel good, right? And as you go through the rest of the course and you just check off the boxes, as you're going through this journey, just jump in the group. John, quick question. JB, quick question, right? And I'll do my best to help you fast. But tomorrow, I'm hoping that a majority of you have your website. If your website's up by this evening, share it in our Facebook group. Let us know that it's up and running, right? Because we're going to get into so much more fun as we get ourselves to the 70% mark of getting live in our new business, right? And then you may ask, well, what's after that? Well, tomorrow we're going to go over the sales and prospecting end of things. And in order to have a successful sales and prospecting, right, outcome, you need to have the foundation built. So this is your foundation, and then we're going to amplify it and drive traffic to our site so we can start getting appointments, conversations, and sales, right? Look, y'all have been amazing. We have a handful of people that have been engaging here. We will find that people will drop off because it's just not their time. This isn't for everybody. But I will tell you, and if you jump into our high level official community, there's over 80,000 people in that group. And I promise you, they're not crazy. And they are building businesses at all different levels with all different expertise and all different experiences and all different price points, right? So you may be in the beginning stage and you're about to accelerate to right where you need to be to like have momentum. But everything you do up to that point is going to like stop. And you have to do what you have not done yet to get to that next level. Right? And we're going to be here along the way with you. But one thing that we do find is that people that don't take the first few steps, they're not ready to run. And we're okay with that. Everyone's at their own pace. But if you're rocking and rolling with me on the second day here, you're going to jump in, you're going to commit to this like you made the commitment to me, in the message to yourself, well, then ask all the questions you need to. Ask all the questions you need to because it's that important that you got the help to get you where you want to go and to be successful within high level. Jordan, I know that we got a winner here. We definitely got a winner. In the comments below, Jordan's going to put our winner for today's engagement below. And you're going to get a gift card to our swag store. I'm going to ask you to run over there and make a purchase, right, on us once you get that card and enjoy it. Rock your high level shirt, wear it, show it. Because what you're about to join right now is not just it's not just something cool, it's something that's life-changing. And you jump into our high level community, you jump onto our YouTube channel, you jump into our testimonials, you jump into our spotlight sessions, you meet and hear and learn from some of the amazing affiliates that and subject matter experts that join our workshops. You tune into our masterclass that we have. And if you had a chance to learn about our in-person masterminds, you'd be like, man, how come I haven't heard about high level sooner? Well, look, there's no better day than today than yesterday to get started. Today's your day. I'm going to challenge you to get your website up, share in the comments today, and we'll have more goodies for those that take action tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, with one focus in mind, and that's generating appointments, conversations, leads, sales and prospecting, sales and prospecting. If you're not excited about that, well, we're going to have to help you out. But you need that to get things moving. You need customers, you need good interaction. So I got a wealth of different ways to do it. But here's when you can't do it. You can't do it without a website. You got to have your internet presence up. So Enough of us talking and hanging out here. Let's get to work. Let's get this going. Put the key in the ignition, turn it, hit the